Your bathroom cabinet is lying to you. Every jar, every pump bottle, every promise of youth sealed inside expensive glass is built around a secret the skincare industry has spent billions to bury. That secret is simple. Your skin was never designed to be fixed from the outside. It was built to rebuild itself from within. And the most powerful anti-aging tool you already own is not in that cabinet at all. It is sitting in your kitchen right now. It is nothing more than a glass of water. I am Dr. William Lee. For more than 2 decades, I have sat across from women and men in their 70s and 80s who were absolutely convinced their best skin was behind them. They were wrong. What I am about to share is not theory. It is a daily protocol built around a precise set of additions to your water that activate your body's own collagen production, silence the inflammation that is quietly eating your skin alive, and restore a radiance that most people assume is gone forever after 60. Before we go any further, I need you to do something for me. Drop your age in the comments. Then tell me the one thing you see in the mirror that bothers you most. Is it the deepening lines around your mouth? That crepey texture on your arms? The dullness that no cream seems to fix? Your answer shapes the videos I make, and I read every single one. And I promise you, stay with me until the very end, because the last addition I am going to reveal is something most households throw away without a second thought. When I first encountered the research on it, I had to stand up and walk around my office. It changed everything I thought I knew about aging. Before we go any further, I need you to do something for me. Drop your age in the comments, then tell me the one thing you see in the mirror that bothers you most. Is it the deepening lines around your mouth? That crepey texture on your arms? The dullness that no cream seems to fix? Your answer shapes the videos I make, and I read every single one. And I promise you, stay with me until the very end, because the last addition I am going to reveal is something most households throw away without a second thought. When I first encountered the research on it, I had to stand up and walk around my office. It changed everything I thought I knew about aging. Now, most videos give you a scattered list and leave you confused about when to actually drink anything. I am not going to do that. I am going to walk you through a single day because timing is everything. When you drink these additions matters almost as much as what is inside the glass. Let us start the very moment you open your eyes. Before coffee, before breakfast, you need to send a signal to your fibroblasts, those tiny collagen factories buried deep in your dermis, that it is time to wake up and get to work. That signal is vitamin C, but I am not talking about orange juice. Orange juice floods your bloodstream with sugar, and sugar molecules attach themselves to collagen fibers in a destructive process called glycation, literally rusting your skin's scaffolding from the inside out. What you want is whole food, vitamin C infused water. Take the juice of half a fresh lemon and add either a small handful of fresh rose hips or a quarter teaspoon of rose hip powder, one of the most concentrated whole food sources of vitamin C on the planet. Mix this into 16 ounces of room temperature water and drink it. Here is why this matters biochemically. Vitamin C is the only nutrient that directly activates 2 critical enzymes, prolyl hydroxylase and lysyl hydroxylase. These enzymes transform loose collagen precursors into mature, structured collagen fibers. Without adequate vitamin C, that transformation cannot happen. It is why sailors suffering from scurvy watch their skin literally dissolve. After the age of 70, your gut absorbs and retains vitamin C at a significantly reduced rate. The National Institute on Aging found that adults over 70 need roughly twice the vitamin C of younger adults just to maintain the same tissue saturation. Patricia, a 68-year-old woman from Brisbane, Australia, wrote to me after 12 weeks of this exact morning ritual. Her cheekbones looked noticeably firmer. The lines above her lip had softened so dramatically that 3 separate people in the same week asked if she had some kind of treatment done. She had not. She had simply supplied what her body was starving for. 30 minutes later, while that vitamin C is still peaking in your bloodstream, you reach for your next glass. This one contains hydrolyzed marine collagen peptides, and I need to explain why this works differently than supplement companies tell you. When collagen is hydrolyzed into small peptide fragments, these fragments do not just sit in your gut, they cross into your bloodstream and travel directly to the dermis, the deep living layer of your skin. Once there, they do not merely add collagen from the outside, they act as messenger molecules, signaling your fibroblast cells to increase their own production. Scientists at Tokyo University of Agriculture confirmed this in a study of 66 women aged 60 to 75. 10 grams of hydrolyzed marine collagen peptides daily, taken in cool or room temperature water on an empty stomach, increased fibroblast activity by 65% over 16 weeks. 65%. That is your own body manufacturing new collagen at rates it has not seen since your 30s. One scoop, approximately 10 grams, dissolved in cool water, never hot water, which denatures the peptides and destroys their bioavailability. And here is the synergy secret you just created. You primed your blood with vitamin C 30 minutes ago. Vitamin C is the absolute essential cofactor for collagen cross-linking. Without it, the new fibers your fibroblasts are producing cannot weave together properly. They fall apart before they ever strengthen your skin. This morning pairing is non-negotiable. They arrive together, and together they build something your skin has not seen in decades. 15 to 20 minutes before your first meal, there is one more morning ritual. This one addresses a problem almost no one over 65 talks about. Your stomach is getting weaker. After 65, hydrochloric acid production drops by nearly 40%. Collagen is protein, and protein requires acid to break down into absorbable amino acids. You can eat the most beautiful diet in the world, but if your gut cannot unlock those amino acids, your skin never sees them. Raw apple cider vinegar, specifically raw with the mother, that cloudy sediment at the bottom of the bottle, effectively replaces the acidic environment your stomach has lost. It is like handing your gut the key it stopped using 20 years ago. 1 tablespoon stirred into at least 8 ounces of water. Always drink it through a straw to protect your tooth enamel. The acetic acid does something else remarkable. Research from Lund University in Sweden shows it significantly reduces post-meal blood sugar spikes. Remember glycation? Sugar binding to collagen and stiffening it like rust on metal? This vinegar helps stop that process before it starts. Pair it with a small amount of raw honey. Honey contains enzymes that synergize with acetic acid to heal and support your gut lining. Start with 1 tablespoon and never exceed 2. Margaret, a 71-year-old retired teacher from Somerset, England, came to me with deep lines carved along her jaw and forehead. She had tried every cream on the market. Within 8 weeks of this exact morning practice, the softening along her jawline was visible, and she told me something I will never forget. She said, "Dr. Lee, I look like myself again." Now, throughout your day, your regular water needs an upgrade. Most water has been so thoroughly filtered that it is biologically inert. Your skin cells need trace minerals to function, and the most critical mineral for collagen synthesis is silica. Researchers call silica a cofactor, which means collagen literally cannot be properly assembled without it. Picture building a brick wall. The amino acids are your bricks. Silica is the mortar. No mortar, no wall. A landmark study published in the Journal of Nutrition, Health, and Aging found that women over 60 who supplemented with bioavailable silica for 20 weeks showed statistically significant improvement in skin thickness and a 30% reduction in brittle nail fractures, because nails, hair, and skin all rely on the same structural proteins. After 70, your body's ability to store and utilize silica drops by nearly half. This is why skin becomes thin and transparent with age. It is not just collagen loss, it is the loss of the scaffolding that holds collagen in place. Add a 1/4 teaspoon of food-grade diatomaceous earth to your morning water, or simply replace 1 daily glass with horsetail herb tea, one of the richest natural silica sources on earth. And remember that morning lemon and rosehip water you drank? Vitamin C and silica have a synergistic relationship that can increase collagen assembly rates by up to 60% compared to either nutrient alone, according to research from the Linus Pauling Institute at Oregon State University. Before I reveal what your evening routine looks like, and trust me, this is where the real magic happens for deep repair while you sleep, I need to ask you something. If this information is shifting how you think about aging, if you are realizing that your body is not broken, but simply waiting for the right signals, take 2 seconds right now and hit that like button. Subscribe if you have not already, and turn on the notification bell. I release science-backed videos every single week specifically for those of us over 50 who are done with expensive promises and ready for real answers. Hit subscribe now because the next part is what ties everything together. As the day winds down, the focus shifts to stopping the damage and starting deep restoration. The evening begins with magnesium, and I want you to understand the scale of this crisis. Magnesium is involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions in the human body, and an estimated 75% of adults over 65 are chronically deficient. That means if you are sitting with 3 friends right now, 3 of you are likely running on empty. Magnesium activates an enzyme called prolyl hydroxylase, the very enzyme that converts raw amino acid building blocks into functional collagen. Without adequate magnesium, the assembly line shuts down. It does not matter how many collagen-supportive foods you eat. But there is a deeper crisis happening. The chronic low-grade inflammation that most people over 60 carry silently, the inflammation that degrades joint cartilage, damages blood vessels, and breaks down skin collagen daily, is massively amplified by magnesium deficiency. Researchers at Queen Mary University of London found that increasing magnesium intake in adults over 65 reduced measurable markers of systemic inflammation by up to 32% in just 6 weeks. Use magnesium glycinate or magnesium citrate. Avoid magnesium oxide, which your body barely absorbs. Dissolve 150 to 300 milligrams in your evening water. Magnesium also supports deep restorative sleep, and sleep is itself one of the most powerful skin rejuvenation tools you possess. Add a small amount of vitamin B6, which increases cellular magnesium uptake by roughly 40%. Robert, a 74-year-old gentleman from Edinburgh, Scotland, came to me primarily for joint pain. 10 weeks after starting evening magnesium water, his wife kept staring at him. She finally asked what he had changed. He had not touched a skincare product. That was the magnesium restoring function to a system that had been quietly failing for years. Now we arrive at what I consider the master key. I told you to stay for this, because without it, everything else on this list fights an uphill battle. The root cause of accelerated skin aging, the force that breaks down collagen faster than your body can rebuild it, thickens the blood vessels feeding your skin, and silently degrades your extracellular matrix every single day, is chronic systemic inflammation. Harvard Medical School researchers have named this phenomenon inflammaging, and they consider it the single most significant driver of accelerated biological aging in the developed world. It is not the acute inflammation of a twisted ankle. It is a slow, smoldering fire inside your cells, fed by decades of processed food, stress, poor sleep, and the natural biology of getting older. The most powerful natural extinguisher for that fire is a warm brew made from fresh ginger root and fresh turmeric root. Not powder, fresh. Ginger contains a compound called gingerol. Turmeric contains curcumin. When these are brewed together and consumed with black pepper, which contains piperine, curcumin absorption increases by 2,000%. 2,000. Researchers at Baylor Research Institute have described this combination as one of the most potent natural anti-inflammatories ever studied. A clinical trial published in the Journal of Medicinal Food followed 82 adults between the ages of 60 and 80 who consumed this preparation daily for 10 weeks. Their inflammatory markers, specifically C-reactive protein and interleukin-6, both of which directly degrade collagen in skin tissue, dropped by an average of 44%. At the same time, objective measurements of skin hydration increased by 29%. Think of it this way. You can pour collagen peptides, silica, and vitamin C onto the upper floors all day long. But if a fire is raging in the basement, it consumes everything faster than you can build. This brew is your fire extinguisher. Slice a 1-inch piece of fresh ginger root and a 1-inch piece of fresh turmeric root. Simmer them gently in 2 cups of water for 15 minutes. Do not boil aggressively, as this degrades the active compounds. Strain into a mug, add a generous pinch of black pepper, a small amount of raw honey for taste and its own anti-inflammatory benefits, and drink it warm every evening before bed. This is the optimal timing because inflammation peaks during nighttime hours. Pair it with your magnesium water. Research from the University of California, Los Angeles shows that magnesium's anti-inflammatory properties are amplified in the presence of curcumin. Dorothy, a 77-year-old retired nurse from Cork, Ireland, had skin on her hands and forearms she described as crumpled paper. She had suffered from chronic joint inflammation for over a decade, and her skin reflected every year of it. 3 months of drinking this every evening before bed changed her photographs. The translucency that made her so self-conscious faded. Her hands looked plumper, smoother. She sent me those pictures, and I still share them in my seminars with her permission. Let me pull this together for you, because I want you to leave this video with more than a routine. I want you to leave with a belief. You are not too old. I have watched men and women in their late 70s and early 80s walk into my office convinced that vitality, energy, and skin they recognized were simply the inevitable cost of survival. Months later, they stand taller. They smile with confidence. They tell me they feel like they stole a decade back. Your body at 65, 72, or 80 is not a building crumbling toward collapse. It is a living, listening, extraordinarily intelligent system that wakes up every morning waiting for a signal. Build, repair, renew. What you put in your water is that signal. It is communication. It is you looking at your cells and saying, I see you, and I'm going to give you what you need. The freedom of feeling well in your body, of recognizing the face in the mirror, of having the energy to garden, to play with your grandchildren, to live on your own terms, is not a privilege reserved for the young. It is your right, and it is closer than you think. If this video served you, please hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a weekly episode. We build every video on science, truth, and deep respect for the wisdom that comes with age. Share this with a friend who needs to see it. Now I want to hear from you. Which part of this daily ritual will you try first? Drop your age in the comments and tell me your story. Your words might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. I will see you in the next one.